As a chief technology officer, my main job is to predict the future roadmap of the technology we are using. The technology we are using is like a technology filling gap between digital and analog. So it's really hard to predict what the future of paper as well as digital. So when I'm doing the prediction, I always keep in mind the saying that from the OMR, he is a futurist from Institution of the Future. He quoted that we tend to overestimate the effect of technology in the short run and also underestimate the effect of technology in the long run. So which means that there's a lot of publishers which do doing traditional paper industry. They are so fear that the digital will overtake everything. There is no paper in the future. But, well, I'm a techie myself, but I don't think that will going to happen in the near future. It's mainly because the paper, the digital is not that powerful, but it's like we are overestimating digital too much. Well, there is in 1943, the president of IBM said that there was a market only for 5 computers, but we sold trillions of computers around the world. Even near me, there's a lot of smartphones and tablets. There's tons of thousands of computers available in these futures present. So he is underestimating the power of technology or digital world. Or in other words, he is a father of vacuum cleaner. When he caught in 1955 that nuclear power vacuum will be available within 10 years. But even now, we are living in year 2014 when there's no nuclear powered vacuum cleaners. He's overestimating technology too much. Well, in 1975, there was a very interesting article from Business Week US. They said that because technology will be so advanced in the future, in the office, it's going to be all paperless. But look at your office in your classroom or even your house. There's tons of papers around you. So they are, overestimate technology too much. Well, in year 2004, Bill Gates said that there will be no spam within 2 years. But look at you, most of 54% of the email is a spam right now. So he's overestimating their technology too much. So there is a lot of overestimation and underestimation of technology. So the prediction is very difficult to do that. Even me or even you, the prediction is really big thing. It's so hard to predict. So the most of the people will some people use the scientific data, like the statistics, as a proof or trend for the future prediction. Or like the guy here in Warren, he used his gut feeling to predict what the future might be. The most of the people here will be from the paper or book industry, like publishers or bookmakers or educator. You may think what's going to be the future, or in the near future, what's going to be the paper will be, or what the book's future is. For myself, I'm from technology. We think that digital will take over everything. It's going to be all fully digital. But I've been in Neolab for about 10 years as a CTO. I was thinking that there will be a paper as well as digital and children. It's all going to be mixed together. Not just the one thing will survive. Okay, well, before I get into the case study, I just want to show you something very scientific. This is the brain. The frontal lobe, the frontal part, is mainly for reasoning and planning and part of speech or problem solving. So this is very crucial, especially for children, because they are in early stage of development, and with humanity as well. There's one very interesting experiment in Korea done by Korean institution. They had monitored the brain activities, like as you saw here. They monitored the children who is reading a paper book, and there was children reading an iPad. So this is the result. The red one is a beta wave, and the red part here, as you can see here, it's quite different, right? So this is the paper book when children is reading, and this is the beta wave monitored from the device. This is very calm stage, where they're very calm and they're relaxed. But as you can see over here, with the smart device, there is a high activity of beta wave has been monitored. But what does that mean? It means they are very extremely tensed, or they have a high level of anxiety. So it's like they are in the state of doing a very serious games. It might be changed in near future, or I don't know, maybe 10 years later, the children reading an iPad or smart devices, the brain pattern will be like this. We're not sure about that because these days children are very digitally, they got digital DNA. So, but for now, we have this type of activities going on in the brain when they're using smart devices. So, like our company, like Neolab, we are thinking that we are using mainly paper and using digital as assistants. I'll give you some examples of case studies what we are thinking. So conclusively, it's going to be all mixed and augmented, and it's a reciprocal to the real world phenomena. So reading a book, traditionally, when you're using a paper book, and children, well, that's going to be the one pattern of reading a book. Or reading a book with the iPad is one thing. As I mentioned, for now, the brain wave is kind of different. But I do not underestimate the power of digital devices. But someday it will change somehow, that they have very relaxed when they're using and they're watching or they see the digital devices. So I'm not sure about that. We don't know yet. But for now, within, let's say, 5 years or 10 years, when we are using a digital devices kind of give a high anxiety. Or you can be very relaxed with reading a book or your mom with you and teaching you stories or some kind of languages or studies will be very relaxing thing. Or you might have something in between like smart pens with your mom and by yourself or the students. They're just touching something from the book and read out, it will read out to you, and it will be a one type of solution. Or you can use the iPad when you're learning something. It's another type of alternative. Or you can have R2D2 at home, and it will beam a hologram to you, and the Princess Leia will tell you everything, like stories, and teach you in English and Italian, or even science. It's gonna be a one wild scientific dream. Or see some other type of case study, pop-up books. It will give you a maximum, very high level of interactions with books, with the paper. Or you can have, let's say, mixed reality thing. This is the one we developed in the laboratory. So we named it as an AR magnifier. It's an AR. When you are close to the book, it will read out the code from the book. It will display some 3D data, tell you the stories, like Tinkerbells and fairy tales. use a Google Glass to give a fully immersive education or some book readings. Or you can put some sand on book, right? Or in digital world, we can synthesize sand digitally. These are originally developed one. It's a bacon smell. It's an alarm with the bacon, the sound when they have on the fan, and they will smell like a bacon. So there's a lot of tries and research is going on digital world to mimic the real world phenomenon. This one is developed by Disney Research. They developed the synthesized haptic feedbacks. So what it does is it will emit the air, pressured air. You can just feel like something is passing by, or the wind blows. So there's a lot of things can be synthesized by this device. Or in the, I don't know, in the future, there'll be the robot is teaching you, or the kid will taught by a robot. It could be a one wild dream. So, okay, I'll show you some videos. This is the wild dream from digital world. So there is no paper. Every surface is an information presenter. So as you can see, it's it pops out, and you can get a maximum interaction with the displays. As you can see here, there is no paper at all. But the thing is, it's in the movie, in the video, but in the real world, we don't see anything like this. See, the kid is writing on some tablets or some surface, but without any paper. It's a wild dream, and a dream for digital technology, or the people who are doing digital technologies. But well, eventually there will be this type of technology will be feasible, but in near future, well, I don't think it's well. Well, we like me, we are doing very hard to make this happen, but it's not gonna be realized within a short period of time. See the whole class, the wall will be displayed, and the desk, and every tablet will be your book. So it's really a dream school, but I don't think it's really a good thing. But I'm not underestimating the power of digital. But what really matters is the interactions. Let's say within 10 years, we're gonna have, we still have books. Next 20 years, we're gonna have books. But the thing is, we're gonna have some interaction devices between groups. All these devices will be connected to other devices, or even it goes to the internet. So give maximum interactions between group and human. That's the one of our dreams as a Neolab, the dreaming of. So when you're thinking about the future of paper, I don't think it's going to be extinguished. It's going to be coexisting with other digital devices. But one thing is, when the paper cannot give any new interactions, then it might be disappear, but it's not going to happen right away. So as a digital tech guys like me, I'm really thinking that how we're going to give a full interaction with paper, because paper is such a good thing and very powerful medium to deliver information to human, and it gives a very relaxed feeling. Not just giving information, it gives a lot of it satisfies the 5 senses. So the interaction really matters, but not without books. That's what I was thinking. So what I want to emphasize is do not underestimate nor overestimate the power of digital, but as well as do not underestimate or overestimate the benefit of paper. I'll give you some examples of the digital and analog is mixed together. Showing a good fit of applications. This is the smart pen. As you can see, he is an illustrator. He's using a traditional paper, writing on the paper with the pen, but the pen is digital device. So when he or she is writing on the paper, it will be digitally transmitted right away to the smartphone or smart devices. So this is kind of the applications we are researching and developing on. And we can give other a lot of interactions with the pen, I believe. Like when you, let's say there's a children, he's writing on the paper, then the pen will tell you that your grammar is wrong. Or when she is doing a math, the pen will tell you that what's the solution, the proper solution, and how to solve the pattern of the problem. So there's a lot of ways to make paper interactive with digital. So again, don't underestimate papers. You guys really know how to use the papers, so please make interactive, digitally or traditionally. So that's the one perspective from the tech guys like me. Well, thank you. We can see a lot of demos and interaction how the paper interactive with the paper and our booth. It was located in hall 26 here and A106. We can show you a lot of demonstrations for that. Well, thank you.